Good morning. Welcome back to 2023. It's CRS. It's Jim, Deb, and Kevin for WFMS in Indianapolis. Hope you're having a great week.
And we are honored to have been recognized as the CMA Large Market Broadcast Personalities of the Year for 2022.
Yeah, I mean, if we won, you could win.
Hey!
If you're a morning show, an afternoon show, a midday show, or even a radio station, and again, I don't know how you're there if you're a radio station, but anyway, you can enter to become the next CMA Award winner. Look for the information from the CMA, but the deadline is May 1st through June 30th. But don't miss out on entering. You could be a winner.
All right, and while you're here at the CRS, make sure and check out the CMA booth. All kinds of information there you can get. And Deborah's got some of that information right now.
Yeah, some big changes that are coming to CMA membership. Be on the lookout in just a few days for the official launch of a new CMA membership structure. It's designed to benefit every single person in the music industry. It's CMA membership like you've never seen it before. Also, CMA is gearing up for the 50th anniversary of CMA Fest.
And RJ's been to every one of them.
RJ was the host of the first year.
Yeah, he was.
You are in so much trouble. The longest running country music festival in the world, CMA Fest, is one of a kind. This year's festival will be one to remember, and so we want to make sure that you are making plans to celebrate and join us. It's June 8th through the 11th in downtown Nashville. You can stop by the CMA booth to learn more about the music event of the summer and CMA membership opportunities.
And congratulations on surviving the first 2 days of CRS. See how I hold up the two fingers, indicating two? But we're not done. 10 o'clock today, there's the annual CRS Research Project presented by the team at New Voodoo. You don't want to miss this presentation. It's pretty impressive. It'll be right here in the Legends Ballroom.
And that's not all, my friends.
No.
Then at noon in the Broadway Ballroom Performance Hall, it's another star-studded luncheon. Means you get lunch there. We like that. Hosted by a Big Machine Label Group. Then this afternoon here in Legends Ballroom, Miles Adcox is the CRS featured speaker. He's going to be talking about Human School. It's emotional fitness and helping you in challenging times.
Now, of course, tonight is the big night. It's in the Broadway Ballroom. It's all about the CRS New Faces of Country Music show. This features this year's New Faces class. Jelly Roll, Priscilla Block, Nate Smith, Jackson Dean, and Frank Ray. Some great names. Right now, get ready for the CRS Power Hour. It's about to start.
Pace yourself.
When's lunch?
Kevin.
All right. Sunglasses, that's a good look. I like that. I don't have mine. My name is Alek Halverson. I work with iHeartRadio. I'm based out of San Antonio. This is fun, Maynard. Thank you guys for coming out here tonight really early. I know that I saw a few of you in the suites until about 2:33 last night. So thank you for getting up early. For those of you who don't know anything about me, I'm a second-generation radio guy. My dad has done radio. He'd tell you for 20 years, but he's been doing it for a lot longer than that because I'm 28. Matt doesn't add up there. But I grew up, all I ever wanted to do was be on the radio. That was it. I would watch him go do remotes. I'd go to work with him. If I had a day off of school, all I wanted to do was go to work with him. And he'd say no most of the time. I'd set an alarm and try to catch him at the door and say, okay, are you sure I can't come with you? And it got to the point where it was a little ridiculous. He would bring me roll of banners, and I'd hang them up around the house and pretend like I was broadcasting live. Like, pretty embarrassing. It got to the point where it was like I was trying to wear station T-shirts to school and church, and my dad was like, hey, this is weird. You got to stop this. And I used to record fake radio shows when I was probably like 8 or 9 years old in the computer at the house with like one of those little computer microphones that are really long and skinny, horrible quality. And you're probably thinking to yourself, man, I would love to hear that. Like, I wonder what that sounded like. Well, I can do that for you because I have my first generation iPod Nano and I took the audio off of it. And this is like unearthed audio that hasn't been heard by anybody other than me, okay? So can we play that, please?
Hey, it's me, Alek and Zach at AS World 103.7. And right now, we have a good song for you, Candy Shop, 50 Cent. All right, folks, I hope you like that. And now here's Coming to Your City, Big and Rich, with me, Alek and Zach on AZ 103.7. Hey, it's me, Alek, and this is AZ 103.7. We're going to bring it back a little, back to Michael Jackson's day, when he was actually cool. Here's Thriller on AZ 103.7. Enough to just lose yourself. Hey, it's me, Alec. Don't forget to listen more, because you know what? We always have more stuff going on, and you never know what's going to pop up next. So you know what? Tune in more to AZ 103.7. This is the Haps. It's me, Alec. And right now, here's Black Eyed Peas. And Pump It on the Haps. This is Willie 92.5, and right now here's Tim McGraw when Stars Go Blue.
Stop that! Come on. So I got a few of my bosses in here, and I think they would tell you my air checks sound just like that still. Like, not a whole lot's changed. So that's what I used to do. I used to ride my bike around the neighborhood and pretend I was broadcasting live, and all I wanted to do was be on the radio. So here we are. I've done it. And the concerning thing now, though, is I don't know any children that want to be on the radio. I don't think that happens. I think anybody in here that has kids, I bet your kids, if they're old enough, probably want to be on YouTube or they want to make TikToks, which sucks because, you know, we have to keep this going. So where did we go wrong? What happened? Like, how did we let YouTube and TikTok and all of that take away from all the cool stuff that we do at radio? Because I think about it all the time. YouTube channels like Mr. Beast, he made his career, his living off of helping his community and raising hundreds of millions of dollars to give back to his community. And I don't know about y'all, but I'm pretty sure we started that. I'm pretty sure that started in radio, and we still do that. So how do we let somebody else take credit for that? And you're going to get mad at me, Maynard, but my boss and BFF, Maynard, is here. And he always says to me, he says, and sorry for anybody who's going to be offended, RJ, hopefully I can say this. He always says, make me give a fuck. It's like, if you're going to do something, make me give a fuck. And I think we stopped doing that. Like, we just stopped. And yesterday morning, there was like a roundtable discussion upstairs about radio GPT and AI taking over and people losing their jobs. And there was a lot of people in that room that were very concerned about losing their jobs to radio GPT. And when people were asking questions about like, well, how am I going to tell my community about all the garage sales happening in the neighborhood? I'm like, well, that's your main concern about AI taking your job, is not being able to tell people where the garage sales are that they could just drive down the street and see? Like, that's where we went wrong. Who cares? Like, who cares about that? You're going to tell a 17, 18-year-old, like, oh, hey, go to the garage sale. That's exciting. No one cares about that. We used to do the fun things. Like, that was us. And that's what led to things like yesterday. Chloe, who does the mornings on K92.3 in Orlando, is 26, and she said yesterday that she didn't even know radio was an option. She's only been doing it for 4, 5, 6 years, and she had no idea it was an option until then, which is crazy because it's something people do every day, right? They say it's the most used medium amongst millennials, but they don't know that they can do it. They don't want to do it. It's not exciting. So again, where did we go wrong? What happened? I think I've been on some calls with people in really big situations that say, well, you know, we don't have the staff we used to have. So we can't do these big, exciting things. We can't pull off these big promotions. We can't go do things on the streets and on site. And I think what a lame excuse. Like, what a cop-out. Like, people have lost their passion and lost their burn because there are people that are doing incredible things. Like, we in San Antonio, we've got a fantastic team, and we do things on site, activations that I personally think would blow most people's minds, and we do it with like 3, 4, 5 people because we care. And it's not just us. There's plenty of people that are doing a lot of exciting things. Wayne D here at SIX in Nashville, you know, he does some great stuff on the internet. Like he took Jelly Roll and some other artists in the bathroom with a candle and asked some ridiculous questions. And it's like, that's a way to expose another audience to what we do on the radio. And Brew, who is going to be on a panel later this afternoon, was, I don't know, doing weekends and overnights in Detroit, and then started making TikToks by himself. So people would say, like, well, I can't be Wayne D because I don't get to spend any time with Jelly Roll. Well, this kid who was doing weekends and overnights in Detroit with no access to anything starts making TikToks just by saying a word. And then he'd say it on his break. And now he's got millions of followers. He's on TMZ. Like, he's hosting red carpets. And what he's doing is something that literally any of us could do, but he's now showing this entire generation of younger people on TikTok how cool it is to be on the radio. Like, he makes those videos, those TikToks from the radio studio with a microphone in there and showing people that we can do that, right? And again, I can hear the arguments. Well, I don't get TikTok. I don't get Instagram Reels. I don't do that. We didn't used to do it that way. Well, I would counter that by saying, I have my afternoon guy in San Antonio, Randy Carroll, has been doing it for 40 years this year. It's 40th anniversary. And at the San Antonio Rodeo this year, he's out there making TikToks. I don't know if y'all seen the TikTok where the college kids have the sign in their hand, and it says, like, first person to bring me an apple gets $500. And they just stand there silently. And if you bring them the apple, they get $500. So we did that at Rodeo. And Randy Carroll, who's, definitely old enough to be my dad, love the guy. And that happens time to time, by the way. We'll be out at events and be like, hey, Randy, is this your son? Be like, oh, that's my boss. So I asked him to make these TikToks, and he's out there standing out in the crowd. He's been doing it for 40 years, and just standing there silently making these TikTok videos, and our engagement on Reels had never been higher. And we're connecting, even as somebody like Randy, who's been doing it forever, he's seen everything, he knows anything. He's connecting with these younger people and showing them that we can still do fun things. We had the big balloon up at Rodeo. We can still do fun things. There are plenty of people doing fun things still in radio. And I feel like it's a cop-out, and it's a really bad excuse for people to sit there and say, well, just because we don't have this big teams that we used to have anymore, we don't have them anymore, so we can't do those things. So I can't sit up here and tell you that, I have the answer, because if I did, I would tell you, and we could fix all of this, right? But I don't. But I hope that listening to some of the stuff you hear and some of the things you'll hear this afternoon on the session at 2 o'clock, trying to connect with a Gen Z audience, makes you go back to your situation and kind of just do like a 3,000-foot overview and say, okay, am I doing the garage sale things? Am I talking about things like garage sales on the radio? Because if you are, I would challenge you to reassess your situation, because there is not going to be a 17, 18-year-old kid that listens to you talk about garage sales or whatever it may be and say, you know what, I want to do that. I want to be on the radio because I want to go talk about that kind of stuff that's exciting. We have the best job in the world. We really do. Like, we get to come here for a week in Nashville and, drink and learn things, right? It's not all drinking. But this is not a real job. Drew Bland said it yesterday. This isn't a real job. This is the fun stuff. And we have lost the fun. There are ways that we can do this. There are ways that you can show that what you do every day in the studio, whether you'd be talking just a break, that even if you just have a break that you saw in prep, and you record yourself in that studio with a microphone in it, post it on TikTok, there's going to be a little Alek sees that and goes, man, I can do that. I can be on the radio. So I would challenge you to start posting your things to social media, start getting back on the air with exciting content, start getting back on the streets, because those are the things that got us to where we are. Those are the things that YouTubers are ripping off and stealing, the things radio has always done, okay? And we're letting them take it. We are letting them take our lane and take the excitement from our industry. And it's going to kill us. It's going to kill us. I want to be able to stand or sit over there 15, 20 years from now and have some stupid kid say like, oh, you guys suck. You're ruining this industry. You're ruining it. But if we don't figure it out, that's not going to happen. And then I can't have, people wearing sunglasses and tattoo sleeves sitting here. Maynard, that's a good look. That's a good look. I just hope that you guys take something away from this trip at CRS, whether it be from me, whether it be from the guy who wants to talk about garage sales, whether it be from this afternoon with Brew and some great other panelists that we have at 2 o'clock, where we're going to talk about connecting with a Gen Z audience as listeners, but we're also going to talk about connecting with a Gen Z employee base, where things have changed so much, but they're still the same, right? I like to say, we always target 2554 demo. That's the demo we target, 2554. And the people in that change every day. The demo doesn't change, but the people in that change. And if you're not adapting and you're not changing your approach, then you're outdated, right? So if you take it away from me, you take it away from this afternoon, you take it away from any of the panels here at CRS this year, hopefully we can get some change and we can still be doing this 15, 20 years from now. So some more kids can make some fake radio shows, really bad quality microphone over Thriller, and talk about Michael Jackson. That is what I have for y'all. I appreciate everybody. Thank you so much for being part of this afternoon, this morning, getting up early. It's all part of the Power Hour. We're going to keep it going. There's a lot more conversation to be had today. Thank you guys again. I appreciate everybody for being here.